taking the wire, power in the vein, plugging in the jack just to numb the brain. 010, yeah, the sequence is right. We're
Eight o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock for Soviet rodents tearing up X spaces out there on the West Coast. Time to get your news served up straight with me and DCK. That's right, it's 8. All right, we got Cam Erickson in the house. He'll be joining us in just a few minutes. It's good to see everybody already rolling in to hang out with me and DCK. I see Move to Buford's down there. Gigi's in the house. Secretary Jessica is here. Bright Eyes, Kraft Ashley. It's good to see everybody rolling in. You know the routine, right? That's right. We got to share it out far and wide to our friends, our team rooms, our enemies, even the ones that might not like us. Quote it out. That's right. Add a little sugar to it, and I promise you, me and Kay will hold hands as we tiptoe through the tulips. We walk backwards through the darkness. We repost those quote posts, drive them up to the top of the algorithm, whatever's left of it here on X, and we'll blast them all the way out to what we're going to be talking about tonight, Iran. We'll see what's happening over there with our friends in the sands. Good to see you again, everybody rolling in. Continue to share it out throughout the hour. All right, you guys, tonight's episode is brought to you by, that's right, they're wishing us a fantastic Monday from Community Notes, keeping the X-Time blind safe for a greater tomorrow. Rocking on, Kay. All right, moving through. It's good to see you, Daly. You look like a G Money. I like it, like the MAGA hood girl.
I'm still so excited from last night. Oh,
you had fun,
y'all. I don't know which was better, the event itself, or let me think, the liberals' the leftist breakdown. And their idea of an answer to us sounded like a bunch of scalded cats, y'all.
It was huge. We watched it in the studio last night. There was a lot going on out there. A lot of good fights. The president looked like he was happy.
It was. You know what I really liked, Drax, was that there wasn't like this huge birthday cake that came out and candles. Didn't mention the birthday. But it was.
No, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't mention the birthday. You're all right. They didn't have like a cake or him celebrating.
Or Marilyn Monroe singing to him. No,
yeah, they might as well had a Marilyn Monroe getting on in there and singing. Might as well.
No, I mean, look, the whole event, beginning to end, the Medal of Honor winners.
Yeah, all there. Remember this guy, Kay?
Yeah. Oh God.
You remember him this way? This is the before version. Check this out. Hang on, let's find it. Let's find the after.
Oh God.
Okay, this was the after.
Oh God. No, the after.
This is the after version. My God.
I know. You
got to give this guy heart, though. The doctor, I think, tried to tell him to throw in the towel. And then he said, no, I can go a little bit more. One more minute.
There were bones sticking out of his face by the end. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
It was so bad, Drax. The whole thing. Look, we've got such a showman for president. There were so many people. That's just not, it's so tacky. It's so white trash. Really? So trannies on Easter Sunday?
And then also there was one guy, and I don't know their names that well, but he made a comment about the former First Lady, Michelle Obama.
And Michelle Obama's never said anything about the president being a fascist or an authoritarian or a dictator or a racist or a bigot or a homophobe or misogynist. No, she's never said any of that. Plus, I would love it if she'd take him to court so we could finally find out once and for all what a woman is.
Well, it prompted people out there with AI after that was said about the former First Lady with these kind of AI memes in art.
Hey, I've seen this before, and you ain't no Sheila. Have a good day.
Of course, that was the legendary Crocodile Dundee being used in a depiction with Michelle Obama in the famous movie scene where he saw a Sheila.
Well, that's a knife.
Wow. Unbelievable. All right, Kay, introduce him. We got a guest that came in. AJ was supposed to be here tonight, but AJ had a little technical difficulties. He's going to be joining us Wednesday night at 8 p.m. EST. I'll get him sorted tomorrow, but we got Cam Erickson in the house.
Yes, we do. Cam Erickson, former congressional staffer. He's one of the brightest and yet most humble kind of congressional staffer around. He's actually a sweetheart. He's got an encyclopedic knowledge of both the Hill. And when you're a legislative director, you've got to know everything that's on the floor, all the subjects.
All right, let's bring him on in. It's good to see him. Cam Erickson, welcome to the Daily Fix. Thanks for coming in on short notice. We really appreciate it.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you so much, Kay, for having me on your show. And Drax, great to see you again.
Good to see you, brother.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be back. It's my second time being here. And
Oh, we're going to have to get T-shirts. Like third time and you get a shirt, like a robe, something. You know.
There you
right.
go.
The third time, I think I have to start being on regularly, like a
like a big player.
It's like a consultant, a Fox News consultant.
Exactly. Definitely not CNN or MSDNC, God forbid.
I know.
But hey, it's really an honor to be back. Let's cut right to through the noise, because it is deafening tonight. I'm sure many of you have been following on social media.
First question, though. Tell me about the timing. Tell me. Now, come on. Look at that smile. See? You cannot tell me that this deal just dropped from the sky like an hour before this whole event.
Yeah. So we thought we were going to see fireworks light up the sky over there.
Well, look, there's a couple of things going on here. And here's what actually happened. President Trump ended the war. Okay. He got Iran to the table. He reopened the Strait of Hormuz with no tolls. And he did it without sending another generation of American kids into a forever war in the Middle East. That's not capitulation. That is peace through strength. And that's working exactly the way it's supposed to.
Well, yeah. I mean, 47 years this has been going on.
Right. Now, the media, to your point, Kay, is melting down.
Isn't that lovely?
I love to see it. CNN, MSDNC, the usual crowd. And here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Every single one of those hot takes is based on garbage that the Iranian regime leaked to their own state-run propaganda outlets. They didn't even leak it. They just tell them, hey, put this out here. So the mullahs, they put out a fake 14-point draft to claim victory for their domestic audience. And our press just swallowed it whole. President Trump rightfully called it out immediately, and as did J.D. Vance. And he said the terms of the Iran deal leaked have, quote, nothing to do with the terms that were agreed to in writing. And he called them what they are, very dishonorable people, okay? And this goes to most of the Iranian regime, very dishonorable people. So he knows exactly who we're dealing with, unlike Obama, who thought that he was dealing with just these terrific, honorable people. Trump believes he can make a deal with anybody, even evil people in a tyrannical regime, which is exactly who we're making a deal with here. He's not blind. He's not naive. So let me be clear about where I stand. Nobody has seen the final text, not Congress, not the media, not even the Israeli government. President Trump said that the full text drops after the Geneva signing on Friday, maybe before that. It could be within 24 hours. So I'm not going to let the mullahs or the mainstream media define the deal before the ink is dry. I would love to see the deal text so that we can say what the narrative is and not let the Iranian regime say what that narrative is instead.
Aren't there two things, though, that seem to be pretty clear? That the first part is that there will never, ever, ever, ever be a nuclear weapon, one, and two, that the Strait of Hormuz will be open.
Right. So
I'm paying attention.
Exactly. So two terms of the deal are very clear and have been completely non-equivocal. There's been no equivocation. Is that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And that's not a talking point or something that's been given in speeches during a campaign for decades. It's finally happening. And let me tell you how. Number one, the United States, in partnership with the IAEA, will actually be going into Iran and taking out the nuclear grade uranium, enriched uranium that's enriched up to the nuclear level that could increase, that could actually be used to create a nuclear
What
weapon.
about plutonium?
So the plutonium is like the raw material that creates the enriched uranium.
Okay.
There's not too much we could do about that aside from digging into the actual mountains themselves where they mine the plutonium.
Okay.
Although I know that the raw materials that would absolutely be something that would be smart to be able to go in and mine those raw materials. I would be interested if that would be part of this deal or some kind of future deal. And that's what people need to understand is this is a framework. This is an MOU, 60 days.
Memorandum of understanding.
Correct.
We can't swamp language this.
Exactly. And look, we need to see the text. The devil is in the details. However, that there is absolutely no path to a nuclear weapon for Iran under this MOU. That's number one, because we're going in and with the IAEA taking the enriched uranium out and destroying it. Number two, Israel, in partnership with the United States, has already killed the top nuclear scientists
Yeah.
and has already gone in and completely destroyed their ballistic missile capability. And together with the United States' incredible military might, and in particular, our bunker busting bombs, which Israel did not have the training or jets or technology to deploy, has also destroyed much of uranium's mountain based enrichment facilities. And even Benjamin Netanyahu has said today has set back Iran from getting a nuclear weapon at least 40 years. So the military might that was made possible by Trump administration's Peace Through Strength initiative, combined with the terms of these deals that have been unequivocal, will make it very clear that this is a very good deal.
Now, one of the things that, in just looking over this as I was reading about it, and I couldn't believe, Cam, that I missed this. In looking at the Strait of Hormuz, where there's, 22 little dots in the sea of those little ships sitting there, of those oil tankers waiting to go out of the strait, little did we know when the president started saying, um, I've gotten 100 million barrels of oil out of there. Little did we know the extraordinary operation that was going on there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. So, let me back up and address one thing, and that's broadly the marine traffic map
Mm-hmm.
that we've all seen in the Strait of Hormuz. So this is that's it's not just this spring of grid on the dots and the tankers stacked up on the Gulf. It's literally thousands of ships frozen in place waiting for clearance. Little did we know that while the pundits were screaming their heads off, President Trump had already ordered a covert naval operation that quietly escorted more than 200 commercial ships and over 100 billion barrels of oil through that bottleneck. I want to say that again. 200 commercial ships and over 100 billion barrels of oil were escorted by President Trump's action through the Strait of Hormuz, and that was before any kind of deal was on the table or inked. So that is what he meant when he said that the United States, not Iran, controls the Strait of Hormuz now. So that is what brought the United States, that is what brought Iran to the negotiating table, not the other way around. To suggest otherwise, that this is some way a handout or a giveaway to Iran, is absolutely asinine and
Yeah.
backwards to suggest that. And
Well,
Kay,
didn't we
yes,
do some midnight runs?
tell me about what do you mean?
What I understand was basically at night we would go in and switch ships on the radar because their radar wasn't necessarily working, but they might have had people watching or something. Literally, he would go in and switch ships. One ship would go out with the oil in it, and we would have another ship just sitting there in its place.
Wow.
So
He did it ship after ship after ship every night.
absolutely. So I can tell you there's some unclassified components to this and what's been reported in the press. We're talking about those satellite shots of Hormuz that
Right.
W has released. Tankers parked like traffic jam in the
Yep.
sea. Little did we know that while Iran was boasting that it had, we've closed the strait, death to America, death to Israel, death to the MEK, Trump had already ordered what the Pentagon called Project Freedom. So Project Freedom, I want everybody here to look it up because US warships were guiding stranded ships out of that bottleneck. And then the president, he goes out and talks about 22 tankers doing what you just said, the midnight runs with their lights off, quietly moving tens of millions of barrels of oil through the Gulf under US protection. That's what he means when he says that we control Hormuz, not Tehran. The United States had a blockade on the Hormuz, not Iran. So, Kay, when I talk about peace through strength, I'm not talking about a slogan. I'm talking about the Dunroe Doctrine. I'm talking
Hmm.
about what actually happened in the Strait of Hormuz and what brought Iran to the negotiating table because they had no choice. All spring, everybody saw the maps, the ship trafficking screens with clusters of dots, tankers just sitting there, and analysts warning that hundreds, even thousands of vessels were effectively trapped behind a choke point that Iran was trying to weaponize. And, the markets were terrified
Right.
for a
And
reason.
meanwhile, they were warning about a potential, price of oil shooting up to $150 a barrel. And if we in fact won, that it would crash down to $20 a barrel, whatever it was. It was insane how crazy they were talking, which also affects markets. And this was not only a safety net underneath, but also a ceiling above that kept it relatively steady. And even now, the price of oil is trading at $80 a barrel.
Isn't it grand to see that?
I
And
mean, it's steady.
we already had. Remember when Tim Waltz was running and he went to that speech and he said, "Oh, isn't it wonderful that the price of Tesla is falling, the stock price of Tesla?" And then he actually had to walk that back because the Minnesota pension fund actually owned a great
Right?
deal of the Tesla stock.
I know.
There, there are actually Democrats and the left are bemoaning the fact that prices of oil are dropping.
I
And
know it is dropping, but it's dropping in a manageable way. I mean, they want it between what, 70 and $75 a barrel is ideal, from what I understand the oil industry.
Yeah.
sure, it's dropping in a manageable way. And just to be clear with everybody, it was already dropping
Right.
prior to this deal.
I don't think we'll be happy till it's under, a couple bucks a gallon.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean,
And then-
everybody even in the DMV area, which is notoriously high. I mean, everybody I would overhear was saying, gas prices have been going down, and they've been talking about it. I know that anecdotal evidence is not, evidence in a court of law, but it is evidence, and
Yep.
actually, it can be evidence in a court of law if it's introduced correctly. So, and what makes this even funnier in hindsight, Kay,
Uh-huh.
is what the so-called experts were saying at the time.
Oh, they were saying all kinds of stuff.
I mean, these
Bad.
people were on TV every night, basically hyperventilating.
Mm-hmm.
Oil could hit 150, maybe 200.
Remember that?
Global recession, end of days.
Yes, we will never be able to have any goods or services trucked to us or anything ever, ever, ever again. Now, folks in the chat, here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. Wherever you are in the world, in the United States, How much do you pay per gallon?
Well, one, let's see, They Love Charlie over there on YouTube says 350 in Florida a gallon.
Oh, there we go.
That's not
And
too
just put like state. If you don't have to dox yourself. Just put state or region.
Grandma
You know,
who's in Parkside,
so,
350 a gallon.
relocate. We got
350 is not that bad though. It could be worse.
no, but if you're in a blue state, remember, state and local taxes are added a lot, and so that's not the federal thing. Just say it, and they add a lot of them, don't they?
Yeah, and that's why around election season, a lot of these Democrat states have these tax holidays
Well, now,
because
what's the danger while we're waiting for folks to put? Oh, look at that! There's a North Carolina
North
350.
Carolina 350. It seems like 350, but 379 in Kansas City.
Yeah, 412 Long Island.
yeah, maybe it's time to move out of New York.
Yeah, maybe. Kansas 379. Thank you, Lisa.
It's kind of up there though. But no one near $4.
Now, Cam, what's the danger between now and Friday? Like, should he release this early? I mean, I worry that the left will have their messaging settled.
Well, look, politically and strategically, I would say there's three big danger zones between now and Friday. There's on the ground in the region, it's in the markets,
Right.
and then it's the media congressional fake news spin cycle.
Oh, that's always a danger.
And that's really how it gets done. And I would say the latter is the biggest danger, even though President Trump is the destroyer of the fake news media. I also believe that the chatter class, especially in Congress, can be
$5 in Washington. My God, what are they doing over there, Cam?
It's 412 and what's that say? Little Gilligan Island.
I think that there's some skimming on the top by corrupt
You think
politicians.
all those taxes? Oh
And
my
some-
God, move away from Washington, bright eyes, run.
Yeah,
Blink
no,
twice before you know.
I have seen some very well intentioned people, and I wouldn't be surprised that I wouldn't be on it. I would not be honest if I didn't say that the thought has not crossed my mind that we can't trust the IRGC on this deal,
No.
and that we're making a deal with the devil. And my response to that is, of course, we can't trust the IRGC. These are the same people firing on commercial ships. They're threatening the Gulf countries. They're
Lying to our face.
saying their finger is on the trigger.
Yeah.
They have zero trust in the United States.
Of course.
And good. I think that's good. The IRGC Navy is literally bragging that nothing moves through Hormuz without their permission.
They're saying we won and that they're going to put us all in burqas.
Right. I mean, they're a radical Islamic fundamentalist state, and they are not necessarily a rational actor. And I don't buy this talking point that some have from certain camps in the administration that say that there's moderates and extremists and that they're fighting with each other. You are dealing with one radicalized extremist regime. And I think most of the decision makers in the actual administration are not naive enough to actually believe that you're dealing with some kind of faction-based regime. You are dealing with the IRGC and the Ayatollah. Everything begins and ends with the Ayatollah. Remember when Obama was writing love letters to the president? What was his Rouhani of Iran?
Wasn't he still until he's gone, isn't he?
They were pen pals.
They were literally love letters.
Pen pals.
And he thought that because of Rouhani, I think that was his name, right? Somebody correct me if in the chat if I was wrong. That he could somehow make this grand deal when really the Ayatollah Khamenei had to control and the veto power over every single deal. So, if everybody here who is saying that don't trust the IRGC is 100% correct. You're 100%
Yeah,
right. But that's exactly why you don't build a deal on trust.
of course.
You build it based on verification, number one, and number two, on leverage.
Carrots and sticks.
Right. And that's why Reagan, I don't, I don't put him on a golden pedestal, but he did say trust but verify.
Hmm.
Right now, we have an Iranian state media and IRGC linked outlets that are putting out their own spin, saying, there's no commitment to reopen Hormuz without conditions. And, they're demanding billions in frozen assets out front, which, administration officials have already gone out and debunked completely. There is no 300 billion that has been flowing over in the dead of night, according to the officials, like the sweetheart deal under Obama and also under Biden. Remember when Biden, through Qatar, released a bunch of billions of dollars to Iran for purely humanitarian purposes, of course.
Hmm.
And then
Well,
in
there's
exchange,
that. But Cam, I in all of this, and I understand the dangers moving forward. I really do. But I'm looking at the beginning of this, and I don't think folks looked. Maybe it was because our illustrious, press secretary was on maternity leave. I'm not sure that folks truly understood the reasons why. We didn't give them a big why in going in the first place, and and that's always a danger when you don't manage expectations. People don't understand that this was a president who walked into the situation room, saw whatever he saw in his package, in his briefing package, walked out, thought about it, and recognized that this was going to crater his poll numbers. He could lose the midterms. That, in fact, yeah,
But
that people are going to think he went back on his promises.
a lot out of the gate, though, we're afraid that we're getting into another 20-year conflict.
That was only part of it. I mean, understand, he had nothing to gain, Drax, nothing, except that there was something so important in the reason why he did it, which there is nothing more America first, nothing more America first than putting the safety and the security of America's citizens from predators, both foreign and domestic. That is America first, boys and girls.
yes. And people keep asking, is this about the midterms? Look, let's be adults.
No,
Of course,
only part of it, but that was secondary because he
that
knew
was
it
secondary.
was a gamble.
And that, of course, Tehran, is thinking about our elections. Even Trump's critics admit Iran has tried to stall talks, hoping that the White House would
Yep.
feel
Yeah,
political
I know.
pressure as November gets closer. That's how our adversaries think.
Yep.
Okay. But the difference is President Trump has said over and over and over again that he is not going to let the midterms dictate whether
Right.
he protects American lives and ends a bad war. He is
Exactly.
put on a 3-month clock of hard reality, which is a shooting war with Iran,
Yeah.
global energy crunch, and an American public that, is tired of forever wars, but still
Of course.
wants Iran stopped cold on nukes.
But they didn't see it that way. What they saw was the leftist talking points. Look, all of the folks who were incredibly black-pilled, y'all, that you're black-pilled because the left is very good at what they do with very emotional and slick talking points from a very moneyed source. And I'm telling you right now, it is to take down and to stop and to slow this administration. And I've been sitting here watching it this entire time, knowing, no, I wasn't in a situation room. I don't know the whys, but I do know some of the whats. And he did not have anything to gain except the safety and security of this country. That was it.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
I think they're
Knowing that was a gamble, y'all. Huge ass
Well,
gamble.
what would be more a gamble, letting them have a nuke? I mean,
Exactly. It was all about safety and security. So all of those of
They're
you who
also
apply
eating
to,
crow, by the way, with this deal. The
yes,
the Tucker Carlsons, the Candace Owens, the Ian Carrolls, they're also eating crow.
Owen Schroyer. But see, the secondary level below that, all of those guys who believed these message points. You guys, we have a country to save. Focus on November. You know who the enemy is. If you saw last night all of those amazing Medal of Honor winners that those America haters could not stand up for on the floor of the House of Representatives during the State of the Union, um, we know what the face of the enemy is. So don't believe what you're being fed in terms of message points. Please check it out before you swallow it hook, line, and sinker. I'm telling you, one thing should not change your entire world here, y'all. It
yeah.
just shouldn't.
Well, let me get you a final question here, Cam. Where do you see this in 10 years? I mean, a lot of people worry we're going to have to pay for a lot of this ourselves, helping rebuild Iran. Where do you think this goes in 10 years?
Well, in 10 years, this goes one of two ways, Drax. And that's a really good question. I think which path we're going on depends entirely on whether this is actually peace through strength or just the, JCPOA 2.0 with better branding. So we've seen this movie before. The last Iran deal, the Obama JCPOA, it was sold as a permanent fix, and it ended up being a rental agreement on Iran's nuclear program. And it had
Yeah.
sunset clauses that started kicking in after about 10 years. It didn't address at all Iran's nuclear ballistic program. And Iran kept enriching under international blessing, and even the liberal UN-backed IAEA said that Iran is dangerously close to a nuclear weapon. So, 10 years from now, and by the way, to that point, one of the first deals that President Trump ripped up in his first term was that terrible, disastrous JCPOA
Oh, you
agreement.
mean the pallets of money deal?
Cash, we left them.
Exactly. Under the Obama deal. So that he is not going in blind with that. So 10 years from now, Drax, if this Trump deal, President Trump, is written the wrong way, you will get the same thing, just in a MAGA hat, which is Iran, God forbid, with an internationally sanitized, zero breakout nuclear program. And a lot of people saying, well, technically, this didn't violate the agreement. And at that point, the only thing left at the table is military force, because you've already blessed the infrastructure that made the bomb possible. Now, the other path is I believe, more realistic one, because again, this is only an MOU. There's part of a bigger agreement. That's number one. And number two, President Trump has never, ever been wrong about anything. And I truly trust him on this. In that version, the agreement isn't the end of pressure. It's the start of a long-term squeeze. So in 10 years, if President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance get this right, you want three conditions to be true. Iran still doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Its breakout time is measured in years, not days, which again, the military force alone will do that. And you're putting on the prohibition on enriched uranium, weapons grade, on top of that, as a belt and suspenders thing. And then the economic and international pressure on the regime has been relentless through the IRGC. It's been, it's put the regime on its knees. So that means no JCPOA style sunsets. You've got real verification, and any sort of phased sanctions relief snapping back automatically, snapback sanctions if Tehran cheats. So where is this in 10 years? Again, I'm going to just be completely honest with you. If this is written like the Obama deal, which I highly doubt.
Oh, Obama was saying it is.
Well,
Mhm.
President Obama hasn't read the text of the deal, and
Right?
he's a mess.
Yeah.
And honestly, President Obama was I would say behind President Biden, one of the worst presidents we've ever had in the history of this
He's an
country.
interested party in this, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I got one last question for you. Just a
Of
little
course.
one, because I don't want to get in trouble with the missus. All right. Tell me how awesome last night was. What are your thoughts?
Did you see
Last
it?
night.
I mean, where do I start?
USA. USA.
Say, USA.
That was great.
I'm just still so excited, you guys.
You got to give that little Matador credit though. That stayed in there and fought. I mean, he looked like the doctor was trying to wave the flag at him, like it's over, but he went back and he tried.
What was your favorite part?
The American kicked his ass.
Come on, Cam. What was your favorite part?
I agree. I think that was the best part, Drax.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the American getting the win at the White House. I was like, please let the American win when we're sitting here in the
I
White House.
don't know. I kind of like watching Jane Fonda have an embarrassing moment because it's kind of payback for Vietnam.
And what do you think of what Kay was saying earlier about we didn't have happy birthday sung to the president? See, I would have been all for that, man. Having like his Marilyn Monroe go out there, do the thing.
That was good.
I mean, look, if you want to get, Trump gave the UFC the White House. That is an incredible moment for the sport and the American culture. I really think that it's an incredible thing that brings the people's house, the White House, down to the American people, and it's in line with President Trump going to McDonald's during the campaign, which is the best political move probably in political history that's ever been done.
Guerrilla
And-
marketing.
And this is bringing the UFC championship, which President Trump is extremely a big fan of. And anybody who's criticizing it is really, I think, a panikin and really a dumbass and a retard. I mean, if you think about it, they just want this White House to be a lofty, elitist ivory tower institution that should only be for the privileged few and not the many. And if you saw how many people there, I mean, everybody and their brother was there for that match.
Having
House.
fun.
And it was an incredible experience.
Yeah, and like Alf was saying, Trump is a huge sport fan.
There's going to be a rodeo on the mall, y'all.
And I think you're right though. It brought it back like down to the living room homes of the American people. See the backdrop there of our White House.
They just don't know how to have fun, you guys. Look.
It brought it all back to that Joe Rogan interview that the president did, where
Yeah.
they just talked about UFC for
Exactly. Look,
the time there.
the authenticity was what was so remarkable, and just the details that the production details, y'all, were remarkable.
It was awesome.
It was hands head above anything that has been produced there ever. So I can see the commercials already for fall and for 1998. I see them in my head. This is a beautiful thing, you guys, but we have to do our job, okay? And get this done. There's no reason to blackpill. We can do this. You
Yeah.
just have to believe a little, okay?
Well, Cam, I want to thank you for coming into the Daily Fix. It's always great to have you here, and you're welcome back to hang out with us anytime.
Anytime.
Hey, I appreciate it. Just careful. The third time, I expect a bathrobe.
Yeah, the bathrobe with your initials stitch on. Yeah, got
That's
it.
the ask next time.
It'll be bedazzled too. So
And speaking of production, production here is unreal, by the way.
Thank you, Cam.
that's
We
him.
appreciate it.
That's
Absolutely.
him.
That's me and my team of me back here.
The best producer in the business.
Yep, and we got the best graphic girl too. Gigi helps us out a lot. She does a lot of the graphics for me.
Did you see the Ring Girls last night with the costumes designed by Melania? Oh my god.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, it was fantastic. She's got when you watch the movie, the documentary, Melania,
Right?
see what attention to detail she has and how she, works in liaisons with some of the top designers. And it's just incredible.
If she was a leftist, she'd be on the front page still of every single magazine in the nation. But no,
Every time, my mother saw a new first lady, she'd tell me, well, nobody will ever be Jackie Kennedy. And
excuse me.
Melania came along, and then I said, did we finally get our Jackie Kennedy? And she goes, yeah, you guys got your Jackie Kennedy now.
She's put the lady back in first lady.
1,000%. And by the way, anybody who would like to stay in touch or follow my work can follow me on X. It's at Cam Erickson. So please shoot me a follow. I frequently
does great spaces, y'all.
Thank you. I frequently do host spaces, and I always anybody who speaks on my spaces, I try and add them to my private Cam Spaces group. And we have open debate there, open free discourse. And let me just leave your audience with this, okay? I'm pro-Trump. I love the president. I'm pro-Israel, and I'm absolutely for peace through strength. I don't take Tehran's word for anything. And I'm very pro-UFC as well, by the way, on the White House lawn. But I am not going to let Iranians leaks or media or professional panic merchants tell me what's in a deal that none of us have read.
Yeah, I like what you said. Professional panic merchants. I like that one.
Oh, now, Kilburn, I'm telling you, Cam will follow you back, and you don't have to send him money. He's a sweetheart. He's brilliant, too.
I don't accept sponsors or any money. So, my position stays simple. Trust President Trump's instincts, demand to see the text,
right,
and judge it on whether it keeps Iran away from a nuke and protects Israel and keeps American kids out of another forever war. If it hits that standard, I'll defend it. If it doesn't, then I'll be honest with you. So, Kay, thanks for having me. I'm going to log off, but let everybody fight about rumors on social media, and I'll come back once we've seen the actual document.
And remember who the real enemy is. Thank you so much, Cam. You're the best. Mwah!
Right. Always good to hear from Cam Erickson. A lot of good information out there. All right, we'll take a little break. You guys continue to share it out far and wide. Tell them there's no place left to hide. Let's take a look at the new sponsor here at the Daly Fix.
No, not a new sponsor.
Court and Flint, Michigan. This guy's opened up a new business. Let's take a look.
Oh, no.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat? America loves to eat. So why not open up somewhere America can sit down, enjoy a meal, and get their feet rubbed? We'll fry anything you want for $5.99. As long as it's friable or edible, we're gonna make it deliciousable. We will fry parts of the chicken you didn't even know was friable. The beak, the feathers, we'll fry candy bars. All that European stuff that you don't really normally eat, we'll bring it down here and fry it for you. Ask McDonald's to fry something other than what they normally fry. Guess what you're gonna get? Nothing. If it fit through the dough, I'll put it in the fryer. Hell, this is a dinosaur. All our meats are gently tenderized to their optimum deliciousness. We got fine dinosaur meats. Took my money, made me pay child support. Come on down here and get you a slice. Once they get your social security number, it's over. Motivated. So friends, let's just decide you don't want no barbecue. Well, that's fine too. Why not let one of my foot specialists or myself perform our magic? Look at that, don't they look wonderful? If you really pay me enough, we'll massage your feet in any of these sauces also. Success is the rule down here at Jones Good Ass Barbecue and Foot Massage. So go ahead and give me a call or find us on the worldwide internets at the new website. That's JONES Big Ass Truck Rental and Storage.com/Jones Good Ass Barbecue and Foot Massage.html.
Excuse me, did you call number 52?
Did you hear me call number 52?
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Hair care and tire center too. Look, they had me, Drax, until I saw the French onion soup thing, and then I kind of threw up in my mouth a little.
No, they got a dinosaur down there. You can fry anything.
No, it's the combination of barbecue and the foot massage. No, feet don't belong there.
They'll rinse it all off when they're done, but that really gets in there. You can really work it.
Is anyone else feeling a little?
I plan on going there tonight for supper as soon as we get off of here.
I'm sure you do, because you still go to that McDonald's. I'm not surprised.
I only get the McChicken, Kay. I don't eat the big human.
Well, your McChicken has some McBody parts in it.
I know, but I can't resist, man. Sometimes that McChicken with a fry.
I can resist.
Do they even have a McDonald's on your island?
No, well, okay. It depends on what you mean, what the meaning of the word McDonald's is.
My goodness. All right, moving forward. Continue to share it out. Here we go. Okay, did you see this? What the hell? What the hell? Okay.
Okay.
If you go bungee jumping, you got to make sure that they're latching the thing.
Yeah,
That's
the bungee.
what I have
Yes.
down here. Have you ever bungee jumped, Daly?
God, no, I'm not insane. Look, because that kind of crap can happen. They didn't put on the safety line. They
They
didn't
didn't
put.
put any line on. They just took
I
her
know.
out, threw her
They
off a
threw
bridge.
her over. I thought maybe are we in Iraq? And
Well, I get there's problem. Like I could see it if it was like the rig messed up on the back when they tossed her. Like, oh no, the rig, something happened with the rigging.
no,
They just took her and threw her off.
I mean, are we in Iran and she's celebrating
When I
Pride
first
Month?
thought that, I
mean,
thought it was somebody over there throwing somebody off a
I don't know.
summer.
No, that wasn't it though. They just literally.
I
This
heard
is like their main job is
she
to
was
put
30. I think she was only
safety.
33 years old.
No, I mean no,
You
that's their kind
imagine
of their
that shit?
main job.
You imagine if you paid the money and said, "Hey, I'm going to go bungee jumping off that bridge over
No,
there," and then they said, "Come on, let's go, let's do this."
it's kind of the main part. You
Great.
know, it's a big part. And there's another guy, they call him the Spider-Man, who was climbing around in a volcano in Yemen,
Mm.
and he fell in.
Oh my goodness, he fell in the
Very
volcano.
bad.
Got to be careful around volcanoes, man. We should be playing around no volcano.
Oh, it's bad.
All right, it's still the month of June here in America.
There's a difference.
Example of the Biden June 2024, and we got
Yep.
Trump June 2025,
Right.
June
Yep.
2026. They haven't lit.
Oh, what a difference a president
They
makes.
don't light it up like a starburst anymore. Oh my!
No, well, a starburst.
I don't know. It's
No,
what
that's not the problem. The problem, look, the
Kind of
problem is the
wait,
rainbow.
look at the middle picture. It kind of looks a little like he almost went a little freaky.
No, that's a flag, red, white, and blue, dude.
Yeah, I'm seeing red, but if he had the yellow here, it'd be like the Biden. So he just cut the yellow out.
No, no, no. It's a rainbow on top, dude. Rainbow.
Enjoy the rest of Pride Month, man. It is Pride
No,
all month long.
no, it's American Pride Month now.
Well, here's something.
USA.
Here's something for us to feel good about. This guy here is finally getting his.
The court that you, Tanner Lynn Horner, has been adjudged to be guilty of the offense of capital murder is found by the jury. Jury having answered the special issues making it mandatory that your punishment be death, it is therefore the order of this court that your punishment be death. Before the hour of sunrise on a date to be determined by this court, upon a mandate of affirmance issued by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals at the State Penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas, you will be caused to die in accordance with the rules and regulations established by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice until you, said Tanner Horner, are dead. Said execution procedure shall be determined and supervised by the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The clerk of this court shall issue a death warrant in accordance with this sentence directed to the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for that purpose. Clerk shall deliver such warrant to the sheriff of this county and to be by him delivered to the Director of the Department of Criminal Justice together.
There's no execution on the earth that's good enough. Even if they brought it back 3 times and did it again, it's not good enough. It will never replace the little girl.
I would wake him up and kill him again.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you resurrected and did it 4 times in a row, it's not good enough.
No, he is one sick. How do people get that sick, man? What he did to that little girl, demented, Drax.
Yeah, just driving. It was a FedEx driver. At first he told people, I hit her, and I got scared because I hit her with my truck or some shit. And he's just crazy.
Ugh, evil.
There is nothing on this earth that it's too light of a sentence just to put him to death right away.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but he deserves death nonetheless, but I wish it was worse than just getting to lay there and having the old Nazi fashion way.
Now, I will tell you, there was a B-52 that crashed at Edwards Air Force Base out in California. Edwards Air Force Base it's in the desert, and it's literally, it is a desert landing, space. I mean, they used to land the space shuttle out there. But 8 are dead.
Oh man,
B-52 is not small. But yeah, pray for those families. It's not pretty. But it's a training accident. It basically crashed on takeoff.
All right. We'll pray for them families. We heard a lot about the Twitter in chief tonight. Let's take a look at this clip comparing President Trump to President Obama.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting, and they did a lot of blasting. Even not going through the front door. You go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
His death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do. Here we are.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And I'm writing a book.
Oh, that man. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
All right, we started off tonight talking with Cam Erickson about everything that's going on over in Iran. Let's take a look at this clip that AJ sent in to me with JD Vance kind of breaking it down for us.
What this deal fundamentally does is it reopens the Straits of Hormuz. You see oil prices have already come down substantially just in the last 24 hours. But it also simultaneously provides a two-path option for the Iranians. On the one hand, if they continue to try to rebuild their nuclear program, this deal ensures they will never have the resources in order to do that. On the other hand, if the Iranians are willing to give a long-term commitment, along with proper verification to giving up that nuclear weapon, we're willing to welcome them into the world economy, to lift some sanctions, and to turn over a new leaf in that relationship. What the president really wanted to do, not just with the last 6 weeks, but really the last year and a half of Iran policy, is to get us to a place where we could change our relationship fundamentally with the Iranians and ensure that they never have a nuclear weapon. And I'd caution Lindsey Graham.
There you go. That's basically what AJ was telling us. We don't want him to have a nuclear weapon. Hopefully the deal will ensure it. Cam said if it isn't what he thinks it is, he'd speak out against it.
And there are folks going around saying hundreds of millions of dollars we have to pay. No, stop. You don't know what's in there yet. Plus, can I just tell y'all something? Obviously, the president's had a big week. He had a huge night last night, and then at 2:30 in the morning, he gets on a plane and flies to Geneva, Switzerland, to deal with, among other things, this. Wow, 80 years old.
I liked when the president told the press, he's like, they wanted us to pay a toll. Why don't they pay us a toll? We won.
No.
Why don't they pay us? We won.
No, there's not a toll. There's not going to be a toll. That's from Iran.
Last night. You just mentioned last night again. This was the what it looked like outside of the event while they were trying to get back to their cars.
We've just left the White House, and Patriots are taking over D.C.
Out of the street.
Patriots are taking over the Washington, D.C. Look at all these Patriots. Only Patriots. Patriot princesses.
He's like the Patriots are taking over. You notice they're not burning the place down.
Yeah, that was Jack Posobiec.
They're just going to their parking lot. They're not burning the city down.
Right. That was Jack Posobiec. They were patriotically and peacefully going to their cars, singing patriotic songs, looking out for each other. What a change that was from New York, where they literally burned 12 school buses. They blew dynamite off. Not kidding. Dynamite was exploded. There were people who were injured, hurt. Officers were hurt. Several cop cars were destroyed. Other automobiles. I mean, it was, oh God, it was bad.
And those people are just walking away wondering where the after party is. See?
Oh yeah, no, that was New York. It was so bad in New York, Grandma. That's what I'm telling you. New York was so bad. But this, nope, none of that.
Yeah, you got real excited the night before the UFC event when you kept texting me 1,000 times saying, "There's an eagle, there's an eagle, there's an eagle."
There was an eagle. Y'all, they had an eagle named Lincoln
You
that
would
they flew out over the crowd and
you were
back.
so excited for this eagle, you would have thought we didn't have the
I
internet no more.
love the eagle.
You thought it was the first eagle or the last eagle.
It was pretty.
Like he was gonna have a movie about it, like the last American eagle. Let's take a look at the last American eagle. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit though, because Case thinks she sent in was a real lawn descent.
One of one event this weekend, the nearby Washington Monument frame.
Easy as they make it look, it is terrifying.
Have you done this before?
Yes, with them. They took me up with them. I got to jump with them. It was literally the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Did you have that flag coming out of your feet like that, though?
That's it tucked into my pants.
Did you have an American flag flying like this guy, though?
Oh my God.
That's actually Daniel Cormier's underwear that they're carrying.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
I want an eagle.
My God, he's in there.
Yeah, I want an eagle.
Don't they got? They don't have those down on the island. You got more like the Fruit
No.
Loops. The can.
What?
What's that guy in the Fruit Loop box on the island?
No, we have toucans. Yes, no, I love.
That's it. They're good. Trivia point goes to you, Daly.
No, it's an eagle named Lincoln. Exactly right, Taylor Kelly. And the Golden Knights were the folks who were parachuting in, which is a jump team from the United States Army. Wow.
Unbelievable. You were.
Between that and the flyovers.
She was blowing up my text. There's an eagle, Drax. There's an eagle.
I know.
I almost sent her a link to Google Images and said, "Look at all these eagles."
Am I the only patriotic sap in here? I swear to God, I get really excited about this stuff.
It was fun. It was a big event. We'll always remember where we were when the White House hosted the UFC. All right, up next, there's some problems with Mr. Newsome out in California. Seems like they're being investigated for a lot of things. Let's take a look.
No comment to Fox from the DOJ as of this hour. A source there saying that there are several investigations into people around Newsome, including his wife and his former chief of staff, and they originate from whistleblowers. Fox News asking for clarity out of Newsome's office around what he means when he says the DOJ is demanding records. That has not been defined. We'll update you as soon as we get more.
Daly, tell us what you know. What are they going on about? Is this going to be like the Swalwell thing? We're going to get a bunch of visual surprises to see about Mr. Newsome and his cohorts?
His former chief of staff is already been indicted, been arrested, been tried, been convicted, and incarcerated. So, armed with that, I'll bet she has a lot to say.
She's talking like a songbird in there.
Yeah. So, he went out today talking about doing this whole video about how he's being investigated by that horribly weaponized evil man, Donald J. Trump, because he's running for president. That's all there is to it. It's just not fair. He's being investigated, and his wife's being investigated, his dog's being investigated, everybody around him's being investigated. Well, maybe if, he had done things like, I don't know, with billions of dollars actually put in a high-speed rail, we wouldn't have to investigate your corrupt butt.
Yeah, but they're going to love him. So this will damper his chances for running for president.
Well, maybe he just needed a lot of hair gel. Exactly right, Grandma Kate. Look, the state of that beautiful, my home state of California, the state of that state right now should disqualify him immediately. And the idea that he's even making a joke about having, I don't know if it's a joke or serious. He's demented enough to think it's serious to have Hunter Biden as his VP candidate.
Unbelievable.
What, has he been smoking with Hunter? What?
That was crazy when he said like how he might be my VP candidate. It's like, really?
Y'all been smoking together?
The pack ads now of looking for the little packs of cocaine everywhere.
Look, make my day, Gavin. Make
yes, but that guy, yeah, go ahead and run Hunter Biden. I mean, The guy litters the newspaper I read out there, on the timeline when I see his email.
No, I mean, I'll be done with Freak Show by then. Freak Show will be done, and I can turn my attention to Gavin.
There you go. But you did mention California. Let's take a look.
We are learning LA Mayor Karen Bass's own brother is part of a massive lawsuit against the city over the Palisades fire. We're diving into the court documents, naming him as one of the plaintiffs. Thanks again for joining us live at ABC 7, Disney, Plus, and everywhere you stream. I'm David Ono.
I'm Liz Nagy in for Giovanna Lara. Thousands of property owners who saw their homes burned to the ground in the Palisades are now suing the city of LA.
And today we learned Mayor Bass's own brother is also taking legal action. Eyewitness News investigative reporter Kevin Ozebek has been combing through the court documents and joins us live with what the mayor has to say about this. Kevin.
Well, David and Liz, for many in the Palisades burn zone who blame the city for their loss, there's a real good bit of irony here. They're also very surprised to learn that Mayor Bass's own brother is with them in this massive legal fight. With heavy winds whipping embers around the Pacific Palisades and into Malibu, we all know the damage that was left behind. As a result, thousands whose homes were damaged or destroyed have joined lawsuits going after multiple defendants, including the state, LADWP, and the city of Los Angeles. And it turns out one of those plaintiffs is Kenneth D. Bass, the brother of LA Mayor Karen Bass. Court documents show Kenneth owned this Malibu property complete with a guest house, pool, and putting green. But from Air 7, you can see the main home is long gone. According to this lawsuit, first reported on by LA Material, the home is a total burn down, and Kenneth Bass experienced smoke inhalation and emotional distress.
The politics of it is very strange.
But Malibu resident Abe Roy, who lost a home in the fire too and runs a company helping families rebuild, understands why even the mayor's own brother would sue.
He's another resident who's endured significant loss and significant damage, and he has every right to go after and make this right.
Yeah, okay. So her brother is suing her. If it was my sister and it burnt down the house and I had in Flint, but if it was a house with a green that I'm out there golfing on, I would sue the shit out of my own sister.
Oh my God. You can't write this stuff. This is so cool. Okay. This hasn't amused me as much since I found out that Gavin Newsom's father-in-law couldn't take California anymore and moved to Florida. You can't write this stuff. Okay. So let me get this straight now. Kevin Bass, who's the brother of Karen Bass, is suing his sister in her official capacity.
Did you hear about that video? No, it had a golf course. It was a nice spread.
Okay. And he's going to get the money, which means she's going to get. Okay. God, the grift goes on, man.
Their Thanksgiving is probably a mess up. All right.
Oh, gas prices have just fallen below the $4 national average for the first time in 2 months.
Exciting. This is exciting.
Some more.
Rest of life, Gorilla glues sleeping husband's butt cheeks together after catching him cheating.
Well,
with Gorilla glue.
Okay, it's a very sticky glue. Now,
Send me the strange stuff.
Okay, I suppose if your husband's a stomach sleeper, there are other options if he sleeps on his back or side.
All right. Well, let's get a little education. The midterms coming up. There's numbers over there on the Clinton News Network. Let's take a look.
So what are the warning signs here?
Yeah, I think the warning sign is this. Democrats have an edge, but compared to what we see historically, it's really not that big of a lead. I mean, just take a look here. Okay, this is Congress National June polls, Dem leads, and this is NBC News, midterm years with the GOP press. Look at this. They're up by 5 points, but that's half the lead they had back in 2018 when it was 10 points, and less than half the lead they had back in 2006 with 11 points when Democrats took back the House in both of those years, and now the Democratic lead is on a single hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and it's this type of lead where you say, you know what, Democrats are ahead, but don't count your chickens just quite yet.
And Harry, we've been talking about this. As time goes on, you and I have kept on looking at these numbers saying it just doesn't look like the numbers we've seen when there have been waves for Democrats in the past. What are the trends in the other polls?
Yeah, okay, so this is not just one poll in which we are seeing this. There is this group of pollsters that are out there that are just not showing the wave you might expect given where the president's approval rating is. Okay, what are we talking about? We're talking about NBC, Marquette University Law School, and Ipsos. Look at where they were January and February, and look at where they are May and June. NBC, down a point. MU Law, down 3 points. Ipsos, basically staying the same. So the Democrats hold these leads, but again, you have this group of pollsters that are out there where this lead, simply put, is not matching what you might expect if you're expecting a Democratic wave.
And that's sort of in a vacuum. What about in a year where Republicans have already made significant gains in terms of redistricting?
Exactly right. So you might say, hey, the president's approval is way down low. You expect Democrats to be way up high, especially given him in the record lows because of the Iran war not happening. And then you put in redistricting. Democrats in the National House vote, look at this, needed to control with redistricting. We really think the Democrats need between a 3 and 4 point advantage in the national vote. You average those polls together. We just saw on the last screen, Ipsos, MU Law, and NBC. It's right on the border there. It's right on the border. It is no guarantee. It is far from a guarantee at this point, if you believe these pollsters.
Very tight. Now, what are the prediction markets saying about Democrats' hopes to retake both chambers?
Yeah, okay. So then you take a look. Okay, look at the Kalshi prediction market. Chance to win number terms. Look, Democrats clearly have the advantage at 78% chance, but that's far from 100%, right? That's a 1 in 5, more than a 1 in 5 chance. Republicans hold on. You look at the Senate, the GOP still has the edge there. More likely than not that the GOP holds on in the Senate, according to Kalshi prediction markets.
The Democrats are in panic mode.
They should be. Okay. That was really important. I wanted you guys to see that because, you know, for all the blackpilling that's going on, y'all, there's some real data out there that is showing an interesting trend. Please know that between now and November, it is a lifetime. Okay. A lifetime. So we have a lot of work to do between now and then. But a couple of really good trend lines are emerging. First and foremost, the redistricting. That was incredibly important. And the fight's still going to go on. Okay. I'm going to try and find a couple of redistricting experts because that's not the end to the fight. There's more to do, and we need to be prepared for the next round. But we could get between, in the whole pantheon in the House of Representatives, there are really about 13 to 17 seats that are really the tough ones. They're the toss-up seats, all right? But they're still leaning and trending our way, all right? Those numbers are going to shrink as we do better and better. The Senate is looking good too. Believe it or not, no matter what they say on the left, Senate's looking good too. And those numbers are proving things as well. Now that certain things are falling into place, it's going to get even better as things go on. Please know the final thing, which also is not necessarily dispositive, but does help. Fundraising is crashing for the left. All right. They have $250 million all told between all the party, apparatus on the left. We have close to $1 billion in the bank between all the parties, and the structure to mete out to the campaigns that we need to, that are borderline and all that. Things are looking good, but you guys, again, we have to do our job. We have to do the get out the vote.
You're saying don't get cocky with it.
Never. Keep your foot on the gas like you are losing and you're 10 points behind. Okay? No matter what, don't listen to what they say. Focus on November.
All right, focus on November. Get us back on track. Let's take a look at a little fun.
All right, we're gonna take 2. When I say go, the music gonna start from the back, and you know what to do. Do the little hand thing.
If you laughed, you're going to hell.
I heard you laugh. I heard you laugh.
I always laugh. I already know I'm going to fry. All right, rock and roll. So Kay sent this one in our final little clip tonight. Let's take a look, Kay. This was a situation. It looks like some people were attacking Christians.
A terrorist. You terrorist. Where's your penis? Come fight, fucker. Come fight. You fucker, come. You wanna fly? God's gonna burn you in hell, you child of the devil.
This is just the streets of America, Kay. What they do
I
now.
know. Y'all.
Does anybody got any better thing to do than this dogmatic shit fight they get into all the time?
Look, keep your eyes on Sharia law. It's not only coming, it's here. By the way, Drax, did you know that Tommy Robinson over in England has been put in prison again?
Wait, for what? Now,
He was at the airport and they put him in prison along with 2 others who posted something on Facebook. It was something he posted.
He's brave to stay in England. As long as they're arresting mannequins in England. I think the minute, if I was him, they arrested that mannequin, I would have got my ass out of England. I know he loves his country, though, and it's good to stay behind and fight for your country. I get that. But the way they're doing things over there, it's not normal. Things have changed.
It has. Now, I'd also keep my eye on one other messaging trend that's out there besides all the Iran messaging this week. Watch that. Pete Buttigieg this week, one of my personal favorites from the last administration, who was the transportation secretary, who did nothing. He came out. He wants to run for president too. He's grown a beard. I think he thinks that's manly now. Anyways, he came out and said that he wants to add at least 4 liberals to the Supreme Court. So he wants to pack the Supreme Court. This is going to be a new talking point about federal judges, about the Supreme Court, because they are so upset about the Supreme Court. You're welcome. That he really wants to pack the Supreme Court with political, agenda-driven leftists. So they're saying the quiet part out loud now.
Wow.
Yes, he is Charlie. Oh, the last thing I'll say, you reminded me, they love Charlie. Charlie Kirk wanted more than anything to be there last night. He did an entire little piece on it. And I'm hoping in some way that he was looking down and smiling. Erica Kirk also put something up there about how much one of their first dates was actually going to a UFC event, and how much he really wanted to go to this and had been looking forward to it. Honestly, y'all, I felt him there. Whether it was the rainbow that came out, whether it was the amazing photographs, whether it was the remarkable skirting of the storm, when they were talking about tornadoes and hail, and it just skirted the storm. Yeah, he was watching.
Thank goodness, man. But all right, guys. Last up, I saved this for the NK. This is another sponsor, but I'm on the fence.
Oh no.
Hey, Roger, do you mind help me with this project real quick? Roger has helped Dave 14 times this week, but that just isn't enough for Dave, now is it? This is what Roger would like to say. Fuck no! Unfortunately, Roger works in corporate America, where such outbursts are frowned upon, which is why we created HR Filter. With HR Filter, Roger can translate his anger into fluent corporate ease.
How about you go fuck yourself?
I'm tied up with my current priorities right now, so I'm not able to take this on.
Understandable. HR Filter is discreet. Nobody will ever know you're using it.
And keep always in a bitch!
Keith and I have historically had different working styles.
With HR Filter, getting fired for keeping it real is now a thing of the past.
You fucking lying. Which one of you bitch ass niggas ate my fucking lunch?
It looks like my...
Send!
Okay, I'll send.
HR Filter, a much healthier way to deal with irritating coworkers. Definitely better than Sebastian's method. I just keep a gun in my bag.
Yo, what'd he say?
HR Filter. Curse them out professionally.
HR Filters. What do you think, Daly? An HR.
I just spit water out. Oh, it's terrible.
I'll be
Where
picking.
do you find these sponsors? God.
I'll tell you what, I find them. I do find them. All right, you guys, this is Brian Brackett on to the end of the show here. You guys know where to keep those kids safe. That's right, 3dresponse.com, the multi-layer solution in school safety.
This isn't about gun control or politics. Enough is enough. The innocent need real tools.
There has been 260 years of American school massacres.
Minnesota-based 3D Response Systems.
We understand that the prevention is the most important piece.
America's first school massacre occurred in the year 1764. School massacres have surged, with 346 reported last year.
You saw a gunman in a black trench coat with a very huge gun.
was shooting down at these students.
And just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
3D Response Systems is a multi-layered design to get the police there faster and provide tools for the people inside to survive.
Our system comes into play to keep as many people safe as we possibly can.
3DResponse.com, the multi-layer solution for school safety. Check out their website. You can also support them there by downloading that literature, passing it out to your communities and to your schools. And also you can buy out some of their badass merch while you're there and help support them that way. 3DResponse.com, the multi-layer solution. Kay, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. EST. You know what time it is again?
Yes. Ghost story time.
That's right. It's Joker's Wild. Smile and Dial. The call-in show that everybody's loving on X, live at 10 p.m. tomorrow night with me and the Joker and our guest, Frantic Missy.
Look around you. The world isn't as quiet as they want you to believe. In the dead of night, the shadows stretch, the frequencies warp, and the truly bizarre leaks into reality. You've seen things you can't explain. You've heard the whispers in the woods, witnessed the lights dancing in the upper atmosphere, and felt your hair stand up when you thought you were completely alone. Stop keeping it to yourself. Welcome to the Electric Circus. Your hosts, the Joker and Drax, are unlocking the phone lines and pulling back the curtain on the absolute unknown. This isn't a lecture. This is your platform. We want the raw, unfiltered truth. I don't think it's human. It's standing right outside my window.
I don't think it's human. It's standing right outside my window. That's right. Graham McCade even brought up the topic tomorrow night will be the Civil War and the ghost out there.
Ooh, cool.
And they're all over the place.
Gettysburg, yeah.
And also we'll be taking up your ghost stories tomorrow night. You can call in at 387-227-7284 right from your cell phones. Call in to Joker's Wild. Smile and Dial. We'll be live at 10 p.m. EST tomorrow night on the Boardwalk of X. Check it out. All right. Also at YouTube and Rumble. We're always over there too. See, we got all these, I got all these little icons up top now. Okay, look at this. Facebook, TikTok. Yeah, follow us everywhere, guys. It helps. It helps.
It does, actually. Help us grow the shows. We got a whole bunch of great ones. Now, Wednesday, we got AJ. He was having technical problems tonight. He will be back. But I do want to thank Cam Erickson. He was legislative director up on the Hill. And he came in last minute. Thank you so much, Cam, for coming in. It's wonderful. Now, you guys, I'm really excited because I'm working on 2 guests that are really, really, really cool. And as soon as I confirm them, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, yeah, we got AJ coming in on Wednesday. And who knows what's going to happen between now and then.
You had a lot of compliments on the MAGA hat version of K.
Well, I was trying to be kind of USA Hood, like the trans version of Drax.
All right, Con, you look badass. All right, you guys, like Kate said, we'll be back Wednesday. Thank you all for tuning in. Continue to share it out far and wide to your friends and team rooms all night long here on the platform of X. Head over there on Rumble and YouTube and check us out too. You guys, I'm going to play at the end here when I close out. This is that ad again from Spencer Pratt, okay? So I want to make sure.
It's a great ad.
This guy is going to rage war on them. So make sure you guys check out the ad as we're closing, man. There's a lot of X spaces going on for your listening entertainment out there from the boardwalk to the boulevard. Go ahead and jump on in one, because if you can't be good, you'll come off mute. See if they give you the boot. You'll direct message them immediately and say, go ahead and block me, motherfucker. I'm bad.
Now that the campaign portion of my mission to save Los Angeles is coming to a close and I'm moving on to the next, more interesting phase, listen, I've spent a lot of time slaying everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take the chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. You think you can get rid of me that easily? I know a lot of dim-witted jerks thought I was in this for a grift, that I was going to roll up and leave town if I didn't get into City Hall. It's just not fair. Hey, morons, I didn't get in this for political political plot in this to expose this corrupt machine, and nothing has changed. You enjoy your worthless meetings in City Hall.
Nithya, you have all this information. You're running for mayor. Show what you're really about, or get the fuck out of the race.
I'm going to be lighting you up every single day, and now I don't have to worry about offending CNN viewers. I don't have a campaign laws hamstringing me now. It's war. It's 0 hour for Los Angeles. Angelinos are now stuck with 2 morons responsible for all their problems, and they have to choose between Dumb and Dumber. That's not a choice. That's the machine protecting the machine. And now every problem that plagues Los Angeles because of these 2 corrupt communists is going to accelerate, and the city will tumble headlong into the abyss. You have no idea how many major developers, hoteliers, business owners, entrepreneurs have been texting me saying they're packing up and leaving town. More of your favorite restaurants will be shuttering. That means less tax revenue. That means the city has to cut services, more potholes, less firefighters, less police patrols, more criminals, more drug addicts terrorizing your communities. And we haven't ended it. You have no idea how bad things are about to get for this city. Look at this place already. Weeds growing from every crack and crevice, graffiti over every square inch of public space, garbage, drugs, feces, burned up dogs, burned down towns, abandoned storefronts. This city is a mess, and you're about to reward the arsonist who torched a place with 4 more years of destruction?
I know he's very bitter.
My goal hasn't changed. I've been laser focused on stopping these commie animals, and I will stop them. If you think we uncovered a lot of fraud and evil in the campaign, just wait. We have some recordings of one of your exalted candidates doing and saying something that would make her resign in shame. I was saving it for the general election. Go ahead and pick your demon, certify your choice, and then you get to see it. So Karen, Nithya, ask yourself, is it possible that one of your employees may have a recording of you doing or saying something that would force you to resign in disgrace? Hope you sleep well at night over the next 5 months, because you know who hasn't slept well at all for the last 17 months? My mom. All my neighbors in the Palisades, all the moms who worry about their kids walking past drug addicts in front of their schools, all the business owners getting crushed in the LA economy, worried that they can't stay in business and feed their kids. Angelinos have been struggling for years now, all while corrupt politicians and fraudulent NGOs profit off the misery and fleece us for the tax dollars. Well, now we're flipping the script. I want all of you awake at night sweating and worried about 5 a.m. when the FBI blazers bust in the door, breaking open your office, because I assure you, they're coming. You think your election was gonna stop me? If you want to stop me,
you're gonna have to fucking kill me!